Today I have a very special tagged video to do. It is the Disney Princesses book tag. I had actually wanted to create my own Disney tag because I really love Disney a lot, but after a quick YouTube search I realized that it already existed. So instead of creating my own questions, I decided to just answer the ones that are already out there. The original tag is created by Turtle Sympathy, and I will link to his video below, but I'm just gonna get right into my own answering of the questions. The first question is Anna and Elsa, a book that involves siblings. For that book, I chose To All the Boys I've Loved Before by Jenny Han. I really enjoyed this book, and I love the dynamic between the sisters. There's three of them. There's Margot, Lara Jean, and Kitty. Kitty is like my favorite sister in the book, and I was surprised that I enjoyed her so much because she's only 9 years old, and even though she's a supporting character, like, she just had such a strong and well-developed personality that it made it really enjoyable to read the scenes involving her. The next question is Rapunzel, a book that made you emotional. So for this, I had to choose Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. I was emotional for very many reasons, not only the really sad deaths that occur, but also because I felt like a huge era in my life was just coming to an end. This is the last book in the Harry Potter series, and it was just such a long journey with these characters, and I was just so emotional and sad that it was ending and that I wasn't going to get to see any further into their lives, even though there were like a few movies or whatever, but the books are a bajillion times better. The next question is Merida, a book involving a female warrior. For this book, I chose Throne of Glass, and it's actually the entire Throne of Glass series by Sarah J. Maas. This book has an amazing lead female character who is right there on the cover. Her name is Selena, and she is a fierce warrior. In the first book, she is in a competition to become the king's champion, and basically what that means is that she will be the person who is designated to kill all of the people that the king kind of wants out of his way or that are posing a threat to him. So her character is just fantastic, and if you haven't read this yet, you need to. The next question is Tiana, a book that features realistic struggles. For this book, I chose Fangirl by Rainbow Roll. I think everybody in their lives goes through that really hard transitory period between high school and college, and you're just trying to find yourself and find your place in the world and maintain relationships with people that have been in your life since your childhood, but also forge new relationships. And it's about what you should hold on to and what you should let go of, and it's just really beautiful. And it's also kind of like Harry Potter-ish fan fiction. The main character loves fan fiction, and she writes it for a series that is similar to Harry Potter. So again, I think that's why I really related to the main character, and watching her struggle was just really beautiful, and I love this book. The fifth question is Belle, a literary or classic book. And for this, I actually chose a series, the Lord of the Rings series by J.R.R. Tolkien. I love Lord of the Rings, and this is a very classic fantasy series that I just adore, and my boyfriend's brother got me this beautiful little pocket-sized edition of them for Christmas, so I'm glad that I get to kind of show them off in this video. The next question is Pocahontas, a nature-themed book or a book by a naturalist. So for this book, I chose Wither by Lauren DeStefano. This is the first book in the Chemical Garden trilogy. I have not actually read these yet. It takes place in a dystopian type world, and I am really just going with this because of the name of the trilogy. The Chemical Garden trilogy leads me to believe that there will be lots of dealings with nature within the book, and there are some really pretty flowers on the back cover. So I don't want to read too much about it because I don't want to spoil myself going into it. The next question is Jasmine, a book about the desire to be free. For this, I had to pick The Winter's Curse by Marie Rutkowski because this book involves slaves and war and a forbidden love. there's just lots of different aspects of wanting to be free in this book. We have Aaron, who is purchased as a slave by the main character, Kestrel. He obviously resents her for that and wants to be free, but yet they have some kind of strange possible friendship, possible love connection going on. And then in the meantime, his people are also trying to plan to kind of overthrow the government, and Kestrel is the daughter of the general, so it's just a really sticky situation that they get into. They both have the desire for both of their families to be free, as well as probably for like them to have the freedom to pursue any kind of relationship that they would want to have with one another, whether it is just a friendship or something more than that. This book's really good. Next is Mulan, a book featuring war or battles, and I didn't want to pick Harry Potter again, so I'm choosing Sword Art Online by Reki Kawahara, and I mentioned this book in my March TBR video. I've seen the anime of it, and I chose it as the book involving battles because it takes place inside of a video game. So these people start playing this game with their avatars, they get stuck inside, and they have to survive, and if their avatars don't live, then they don't live in real life. So there is a lot of battling, and different clans kind of form, and they're just really trying to survive. So there's a lot of battling in here. The next question is Ariel, a book about curiosity or learning. And for this book, I picked one of my new recent favorites, which is The Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss. I absolutely love this book, and it is about our main character, Quoth, who goes to university, and he spends a lot of time learning about magic and the things that he's capable of, and just kind of like the ways of the world. And he ends up becoming the greatest wizard of all time. We don't know his whole story yet because the third book of the trilogy has not been published, but I highly recommend checking out this first book and the second book. It's just so engaging and so well written, and there are so many exciting things that happen that it's like a must read. The next question is Cinderella, a book featuring manual labor. For this book, I chose Cinder, which is the first book in the Lunar Chronicles by Marissa Meyer. I don't know if this is kind of cheating because Cinder is basically a Cinderella retelling, but it has steampunk aspects. Did I say that word weird? It has steampunk aspects. Cinder is a mechanic, so she's working on spaceships, and there's a lot of manual labor there involved for her. It's a good book. I'm excited to see the conclusion, which is supposed to come out later this year. The next question is Sleeping Beauty, a book featuring sleeping, and I was going to choose Neil Gaiman's The Sleeper and the Spindle, but I don't have it with me. I left it at my boyfriend's apartment, so I'm actually going to replace that one with Fables Volume 3, Storybook Love by Bill Willingham and Mark Buckingham. And there's not necessarily sleep that's heavily featured, but there is one issue in here that is based on Briar Rose, who is Sleeping Beauty. So yeah, this is a really good graphic novel series about fairy tales, so I felt like it was fitting for the Disney video. The next question is Snow White, and that is for a book featuring one of the 7 deadly sins. For that, I chose Steelheart by Brandon Sanderson. The reason that I chose this is because it is about murder. Our main character bands together with a group called the Reckoners, and they are setting out to basically murder these people called epics, who are sort of like superheroes, but they use their powers for evil, and they rule the general population by fear, so they basically try to destroy as many epics as they possibly can. The next question is actually one of the bonus questions, and it is Nala, which is a book featuring a feline, and I chose to include this one because I haven't gotten to talk about this yet, but I really wanted to just show the Sabrina the Teenage Witch manga. I loved this television series as a child, and I really, really, really love this manga. It's just so beautifully drawn and such a great story. And obviously we have Salem the cat as Sabrina's companion. So I just thought this was like just a little fun little addition. That was my Disney book tag. I tag Christina Horner, Emma Books, The Readables, and anyone else who wants to make one. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I will be back with another video soon. Bye! After a quick YouTube search, I realized that it already existed, so instead of creating my The original tag is created by Sympathetic Turtle, I believe. Turtle Sympathy. The next question is Sleeping Beauty. Oh no, I did that one already. The next book is sheesh. I hope I didn't just spoil myself in that.